We are live.
We are live indeed, and my lighting's having a hissy fit. Welcome to News and Nonsense in the evening. I'm Auntie AK, the auntie of all the aunties in all the land, and I'm here with
I am Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
Auntie Farah might be joining us, but knowing her, she's at her big boy job and she'll get here when she gets here. If she doesn't get here, it's because she's doing her big boy job. So we'll hold down the fort for now. This is News and Nonsense. Why does News and Nonsense exist? Because literally the world is inside the handbasket on its way to hell, if we're not in hell already, and we're here to save you from the madness. We're going to dig through all the news and nonsense out there. We're helping you separate the wheat from the chaff, the sap from the crap, what you need to know from what you don't need to know. But before we get into it, what do they need to do, Nana?
Guys, you need to book the like button on entry. Please press like now. Also, you can sign up to our YouTube membership. It is just $2.99 or $5.99. It's a great way to support us, and you get an extra episode every week as well as membership lives and access to our community on WhatsApp.
Yes,
I will drop the link in the chat now.
Yes, please, guys, please do.
Look, we've got a new member on entry, which is absolutely lovely. We have Leisha Forever signed up. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Come and join us. Come and worship. I love that song, considering what it represents. How guys, and also this is my main thing. These are just our opinions. We are not experts. Think of this as your cool auntie's WhatsApp group. So it's not as dramatic as the old folks, but it's also not necessarily all the facts and truth that we can give you that we know. So it's just our opinions. If you want actuals and factuals, ask TLC, Google, or phone a friend. Any links we share, please do your own damn research. So when we drop the links to the stuff, you do your research and then come back and show your opinions. Also, we might have a bit of a town hall today. If you feel like you want to share some comments and say some stuff, then join the town hall. We'll give you the link later. You can come up and respond to the stories or bring us something that you want us to chat about as well. So we'll drop the link later on. Nans, who's in the chat? Who's in the chat?
Okay, so who got here bright and early? We have Urbano is in the house. Janelle is with us. Buddy Gang, our lovely moderator, is with us as well. We have RJS Corner in the house. Little Rock is with us as well. Come in and say hello. Stephen is with us. Hey. And Callista Francis is with us too.
Janelle, you guys are gorgeous and so glossy. Thank you. I feel so tired. My eyes are like barely open.
Listen.
But thank you so much, Janelle. And my voice, bear with me. I have a broken vocal cord that's not fixing because I keep talking, and so I'm getting croakier and croakier by the day. So bear with me. How are you, everybody?
Mel, I've been good. We're having internet issues at the moment, so in order to get the episode up, I went to Melvin's and did it from his.
Oh, bless Melvin! Thank you, Mel.
Yeah, he used our internet for quite a while, so he owes us. So he can't say no when we ask. So yeah, we were around there, which was lovely.
I'm having lighting issues. It's trying to make me look like I'm burning in the sun or something.
I don't know. It's like it's gone really, really bright.
I don't know why.
It's like it's better now.
I was here. And she got her new style.
Got her hair did.
Got her hair done. Come on, girl. Do you believe in love? We hardly. We're not going to start.
Yeah, she's just prepping. Yes. Hello, everybody, and Instagram. Hello, and Facebook today. I managed to reconnect. So hello to Facebook. Hello.
Hi. Let's see the hair. Oh, it's cute.
Nice.
Yes, I've got a lob. I wanted a bob,
but you've got a lob.
The back of my hair is quite long, so Aisha was like, "No."
This is cute, girl.
It's cute, though, right?
You can chop it. I did. No, what? No, I plaited mine underneath.
That's what she said.
I chain-rode it, so just in case when I did mine in a bob, just in case.
So she said I could do that, but she was like, I don't want to do that to your hair. So I was like, all right, fair. And then she also said to me, "Easy yourself in, girl."
That is the other thing, because you're not a Bobby.
I'm not.
Yeah.
This is cute. This is cute. Barney's trying it. Your new checks are coming through.
You are funny.
You are funny. Welcome.
Good evening, people. Them.
You look very, very fancy.
Did it go? Oh, it didn't go through.
What didn't go through?
The link for membership.
Oh, let's bring the link on. Let's bring the link on before we get
There we
into
go. All right, it's there.
Yes, she did, didn't it? Janelle said, Farah said, by force or by fire, we'll be here.
Yes, there's a lot to cover. There's a lot been going on in the world.
A lot's been going on.
Everybody else is talking about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, what we got this week, the BAFTA Sparkle Race, Jacob Rees-Mogg weighs in on Shamima Begum. We got all the stuff going on in the world. We will start with what happened on Sunday, the BAFTAs, and the live Slur. And it's been a lot. And I actually feel really, really despondent, sad, emotional. It's really weird. So for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen the news, the BAFTAs took place at Sunday. That's the UK's equivalent to the Oscars for film. It's our biggest film awards event. And during the event, which I went to.
I was just about to say, like, give it from the perspective of you being there as well, because I think that's quite important.
Yeah. I actually think that's fundamental, because it has been everywhere. I'm sure there ain't a person alive that hasn't seen a take from the US to the UK in the news. But from a person that was there, I have not seen that anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there. So basically went to the BAFTAs. Thank you, Apple, for the invite. And basically, for those of you who don't know, a guy who called Sir John Davidson, he's a Tourette's campaigner. He has Tourette's. He was invited to the BAFTAs because there's a film called I Swear that was based on his life, and that was nominated in a number of categories. So he was invited to come and join, and just in case, on the chance that his film won something, he'd be there to celebrate too. So he was invited, but he's got very severe Tourette's, which causes him to have outbursts, tics, shouts, and they usually include swear words and racial derogatory terms. So upon arrival, as we were entering into the auditorium, as we were sitting down, you normally have someone that kind of warms up the audience. And this guy, as we were all filling into our seats, we had a guy kind of say, look, gave us the housekeeping rules, fire exits, the normal stuff. And they did make a point to say in the audience, because as you're sitting down, we could hear someone shouting. And in this current climate, it wasn't clear if it was a protest, because I think last year we had someone protesting Pharrell, or someone ran up on the stage, or somewhere, was it BAFTAs? Yeah, someone came up and protested Pharrell. So I can't remember what it was for. It was for something. And so that's what I kind of thought. I can hear someone shouting, thought it might have been a protester. Then they introduced onto the screen that this guy is here. So everyone gave him a round of applause at that point, because he has been campaigning and advocating for people with Tourette's. But they made an announcement to say he is here. So if you hear noises or shouts, it's involuntary. And this is what it is. And basically in the mode of inclusion and representation, that's why he's here. So everyone just has to kind of understand what's going on, and it's giving in some context. That's all they said. And at that point, I thought, okay, that's cool. But I did say to my friend, because I've seen the film, that, and this is where I started to feel really uneasy, was that this guy is possibly going to say something racist, because that's the nature of his Tourette's. And from then, my friend and I, also a Black woman, were on edge from that. And I was on edge from that. I was very nervous. And when Alan Cumming did his intro, I think, and this is the think part, I think John said something racist when he heard some names being read out. But then very definitely, as everyone's now seen, when Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan came up to the stage to announce their category that they were going to give the award to, he shouted the N-word. But he also shouted it when Wumi Masaku won her award, Best Supporting Actress for Sinners. And he also shouted it when Miles Caton came out, and the young boy from Sinners, when he came to present an award. And I won't say the other thing I think he said, but I think he said another racial slur to another ethnic group, but that hasn't been reported. And I haven't heard anyone else corroborate that. I haven't spoken to my friend because I know we both were like, what did he say that to?
BBC or not BBC? I don't know if it's BBC. I did read that there was another racial slur, but that BBC edited it out. So there was another one. So whatever you think you heard, you probably heard.
Well, then there was
I read the same, that there was another racial slur. I don't know if they muted it like they did with Free Palestine, or they didn't have that category in the show, but it wasn't shown to us. That other racial slur wasn't shown to us.
Okay, so what I believe it was, there was a South Asian filmmakers that won an award, and I believe the P word was said. I believe, but again,
you remember what their award was?
I can't remember. It just in this moment I can find out.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that happened, and then afterwards, so we were really like, what the hell? And then me and my friend and I were having a discussion about what are the, why is this happening? And after that happened, we saw Delroy and Michael B. Jordan's obviously Blanche, where they carried on professionally as they as you guys saw, whoever saw the clip. And after a while, it kind of went silent, and we realized by the time Ryan Coogler came out, and by the time Akinola and other Black people all came on stage, there was silence. So we thought, okay, he's either been taken out or he's left him of his own accord. The only other thing he shouted at, he was shouting throughout, he was making noises throughout, and the one time he said something that was kind of noticeably bad was when he told Maggie Gyllenhaal and Gillian Anderson to shut the fuck up or something like that. And that was quite loud. And in a moment, everyone was a bit like, so that was that. And then obviously, while we're watching it, I'm in a group chat with some Black film critics, and then they said, oh my gosh, they've shown it and we heard it, and this is out of order. And that's now, so we're just counting down whilst there to seeing like the fallout. And actually at dinner afterwards, you have the awards, and then you have a dinner ceremony with all the winners and everybody that's in attendance. It's a nice dinner. One of the waitresses, one of the hostesses, said that she got called the N-word by him, and she has no context, so she doesn't know what's going on. She was a young girl who was doing hosting and waitressing, but we were all having a little chat, and we kind of were explaining what was going on. She seemed okay, but then she also got racially abused in that respect. So the fallout has been very, very weird. And for me personally, I've been very, very emotional about it, and I didn't realize in the moment, because afterwards everything's calmed down. The rest of the evening went smoothly, and I noticed that Ryan Coogler wasn't around and Michael B. Jordan wasn't around. I saw Delroy Lindo and Wumi were still around. And so I had a feeling that Michael took it hard. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him. I don't know anything like that. Okay. But in the newspaper, it did say that they said that he was upset about it and that his parents left in tears. So I haven't seen that anywhere.
What newspaper was that?
It was Metro.
Okay, so let's take that with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the Metro tweeted that today. So I don't know how much, but
let's take that with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So that's what was tweeted. I spoke directly to Delroy Lindo, and he said that he's okay. Lots of people were concerned, and he said he's okay. However, he was at the point just confused about why this happened and how this happened. But he was quite gracious how he was.
So did they say? Sorry, I'm going to ask you questions now.
No, ask me questions.
So they gave you a pre-warning as you were coming into the hall, right? Do you know if they did that to the presenters and everyone as well?
They didn't give a pre-warning.
Obviously, they go in differently to you, I would assume.
Yeah, so that's what's come out now. Michael B. Jordan, well, Delroy Lindo, speaking on behalf of them, said what would have been appreciated is if they were briefed properly.
So they didn't brief them, and that's the part that I take umbrage with.
Yeah, because on when they played it on the screen, it was just he has Tourette's, and so if you hear noises, but there was no kind of further explanation that it could be racial, it could be this. It wasn't a breakdown of that. And I think
interesting. So you would only have known that because you've actually watched the film. Yeah. There would be a few people that, if you know his name, I remember being a kid and he had a film. It was about Tourette's and he featured in it. But you'd have to have known who he was to know that this is the man that is in there. I feel like they needed to brief everybody,
me too,
the presenters and the audience, as to his form of Tourette's and what can come out. Not just hearing loud noises, because that could be anybody with various different disabilities can act out and have a tic, but his is very specific. Mm-hmm. And also, if you're not aware, you can take it like, who said that and why are they saying that? And it you won't actually know, and it is offensive. his language is very offensive, and it takes on different sways as well. It's not just the N-word. So I really feel if you're going to have him in attendance to a place where you're not going to be hearing noises out of context to applause or a speech, that everybody should be aware thoroughly, properly.
Yeah,
like,
because the thing is, it also does him an injustice. Yeah? Yes. I've seen a lot of people online saying things like, well, why is it this? And, you know, and why is he now the victim? I think the organizers and BBC, they are the ones that I have that are in the enemy. I know there's not enemies, but they're in my enemy bucket, because you have a duty of care, not only to the person with the disability, but to the people that are going to be affected around him because of the type of disability that he has. Right. So as you both said, if you're not warning people that this is something that may happen and giving them the option if they, you know, what they want to do, then that is really, really quite poor form. I think that we do need to remember that it is a disability. You know, it is a disability. I'm not saying it isn't offensive, but it is a disability. So what they should have done is they should have maybe asked how he would feel in that situation. And they should have also prepped that if he makes these kind of racial slurs and other things, then they should have edited that out. Because if BBC in particular chose to... Can you speak English, people? Sorry, I just read a statement. If BBC chose to air it, but they chose to take out another racial slur, that means that somebody is sitting somewhere making a judgment call on that. And what they should have done is taken it all out. Because
I can't
Google. Google are in my bucket as well for stuff that they've done today too.
Oh yes, exactly. I don't understand, and even the apologies after the fact. You know, we've learned from this, we will do better. This to me doesn't wash. That you have the editing rights, and there is a delay. It weren't like it was live.
It was 2 hours.
Exactly. It's not a 2-minute It's not a 2-minute delay. It's not a 5-minute delay. That you would still go ahead and have that word be okay for the masses. It's one thing, the auditorium, but then you decided to broadcast it, but you can't broadcast Free Palestine, which isn't a slur on anybody. No, there shouldn't be anybody that is offended by that, but you chose the editorial decision to take that out. But actually, hearing nigger with a hard ER is okay for all of our sensibilities.
Exactly.
This is okay. And then you further gaslight the Black community and be like, it's a disability, guys. It's a disability. It's like, no, piss off. You guys are doing this. You were triggering Black folk. You've been trying to trigger us for a while now. You've been trying to get us up in arms. And we've been like, you know what? They're getting us. They're trying to get us. They're trying to get us. But the BBC are in this as well. They are doing this. This is a huge distraction from all of the things that are going on. It's like, let's divert them this way, because you didn't need to do that.
I was trying to share it, but my system's being a bit mad. But I was just going to share from a Black guy that has Tourette's. There's been a lot of people that have been talking, like from the specifically the Black Tourette's community, who've been speaking on and trying to explain the kind of Tourette's that he has, which is corporelia. The guy will explain something like that. And that is where you are specifically, your tic is racial slurs, and you can't control it. And I think that's the part that's been, well, I'll play this clip if I can bloody get it to work. And then that's the part that I think that's weighing down on. That's been weighing. Corporelia. That's what's been weighing down on me in post-event, because I can see whoever's talking on behalf of Tourette's and saying snowflakes and all that type of stuff. But this is where it's like, you cannot tell us how to feel, because first of all, yes, we warned, and I was pre-warned, so I wasn't offended personally by him. It was the situation that he was put in and we were put in. And it's not like the focus is on Uncle B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo in the moment. That is horrible for them to be presenting. But there were a bunch of Black people in the audience, myself included, that no matter that word is so triggering and so horrible. And in that moment, the duty of care was not done for anyone. Whether Sir John, with us in the audience who were there just attendees, the people who are there to win their award. The whole night has been marred because of this situation, because it wasn't handled by the establishment properly. And that is where it's like, I have to navigate now, not being ableist. I don't want to be ableist to anybody. I had to go for a gamut of gamut of emotions, think, okay, so should he have been there in the first place? Or of course they want to have conclusion, so why shouldn't he have been there? But then could he have maybe been in another room? But is that fair for him to be in another room? But then in some situations, if you want to speak kind of like, if you want to integrate somebody with a disability into society, there are boundaries and rules that all of us have to adhere by. So in order to be normalized into society, there's some things, some places, I don't know, I'm trying to think, I'm fully abled. I don't have any disabilities, don't have anything that holds me back. Maybe I've got asthma, so I can't go somewhere where it's fully smoky and then expect for everyone to stop smoking if it's like, you know, I'm not trying to compare in that way. I'm just trying to think where my personal affliction will affect an environment in the wider. So if I go to a place where smoking is allowed and I start making, which I do anyway, but then I have to take myself out of it at a certain point because of people who smoke.
But I think you have to also remember why he was there, right?
And that's also another thing.
And that's why I am particularly offended at how it was handled, because he was there because his film was nominated and the film is about his life and it talks about what he's gone through. And it's an important film. It is a very important film because people seem to think that Tourette's is just you saying fuck shit, bollocks, fuck shit. It's not. As we've said right now, there is a whole different range of syndromes that people can have. So it's an important film. What I think is they did not have duty of care for him or the people in the audience or the presenters. They did not do that. And the BBC did not have duty of care for their audience. There was a 2-hour delay because someone said, fuck the IDF or whatever the hell it was that he said, that's now why they have changed it from being a couple of minutes to now you just can't live broadcast at all. They've made that change. But yet for all, they took out Free Palestine, as you guys have said, but they left that in.
Yeah,
and so I think the fault is with those people.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
So. And that's why I think that they're actually just gaslighting everybody into being like, this is, you know, we can't be ableist. Think about that, what he represents, and it was a huge moment. And it's like, if his slurs were different, trust and believe he wouldn't have 100%. Been there. And that's the thing where it's like, no, it's actually not okay because it's so documented what his tics are and what his slurs are. You deemed it okay and appropriate that he can sit in an audience with these people. And they have to listen to it as well. Now, I do think actually participation is key and his own safety, because now you do have a whole load of people talking about in his heart, he must believe this. And it's like his duty of care that his disability also doesn't become weaponized in this climate as well. And I feel like they fed everybody to the wolves and was like, have at it. No, we see why you did this. We see why you are doing this. And it's not okay. I really, maybe when we do, I will see. But Dr. Scholler is definitely on my list because I don't like how she's attacked this at all.
Agreed, Nana.
Really
100% agree with you.
Humanize this man and put it under like he must be a racist because of what came out of his mouth. And I don't like that at all. Like it's not okay.
Let me play this quick. I haven't seen hers, but this is what this black man with Tourette's is saying.
Tourette syndrome my entire life. I'm more than qualified to speak on this. I know a lot of people are not going to want to hear this. What he said there was totally unacceptable, and I can understand the anger from black people. However, for some strange reason, and my wife used to ask me all the time, does Tourette's ever say positive things? And not really. For some reason, it's kind of like you ever see in the cartoons when you have the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other one. Tourette's is like the devil on the shoulder telling you to say that bad thing and you try to fight it, but you can't. Now, as a person living with Tourette syndrome, I can't automatically call him a racist. Reason being, I've said a lot of things that I really didn't mean. And it was just, it's like when you think it, it wants to just come out your mouth. For example, growing up, and my mother could testify to this, I used to call my mother a stupid SLUT all the time. All the time. Do you really think that I thought that I saw my mother like this? No. And then I upped the game. I started calling her, and I'm going to keep this clean. I started calling her a kitty ass female dog all the time. And never once did I mean any of this. And my mother understood that because, you know, in the beginning, she didn't understand how it worked. But being her child, eventually, she understood that. So while this dude's timing was horrible timing, do I automatically think that he's a racist and he meant that? No, I can't, because I've said stuff, not even to be funny, but let me just, you know, I'm just trying to paint a picture. It's certain times when you hear certain things and you know they are affiliated with certain people, like it wants you to say these things. For example, if I'm out and I keep hearing people say like cracker, everything in my body, Tourette's wise, will want to yell that out. And I have to do everything not to do it. Not because I see white people like this, but because that's how it works. It's hard to explain. Only people with Tourette's really understand how other people with Tourette's work. Again, I'm not trying to justify what he said. Could he be a racist? Absolutely. But do I think that automatically, knowing how I struggle with it? Respectfully, of course. Now, as someone who...
I just wanted to play, there's a white guy that was speaking about it as well, for another perspective.
Can you...
I think Tourette's is, for a lot of people...
Sorry, what?
Danny fucking Price. Actually, I feel like he explained it really well as to the compulsion as he has it as well.
Who, Danny has it?
Danny has the compulsion, and it's a similar mechanism in the brain. So he explains it really well. And as we know him, you know, we've met him, I've watched a lot of his content. You can tell how his brain triggers and how he suppresses. Yes, and absolutely. I think he just explains it quite well for how it can affect people in lots of different ways. And I think more people may be able to understand who have different forms of ideation, suicidal, self-harm, like you'd be able to understand.
Right, I'll play this while I look for it then. Let me find it.
It's funny until it's not. This is a prime example of that. Obviously, I thought I'd had to come on here and comment about the BAFTAs last night. Woke up feeling really mixed emotions. It was an incredible night to watch, especially for the film I Swear. And so many other films. Sinner was up there as well, opened with what John Davidson said during Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo on stage. I mean, can I just say firstly, how uncomfortable was it for them to have that said to them? Is I can't even begin to imagine. And they handled it incredibly. Fuck! As someone with Tourette's myself, I know that John would have just felt absolutely horrendous saying that. He's not racist. He's not intending to make that statement. It's really difficult. And I think if you haven't got Tourette's or you don't know anyone with Tourette's, it's really difficult to understand. It's an involuntary condition. I've said that word, unfortunately, and it's horrible. If I do any filming, I always say, I don't mind what you leave in, but if I say any racial slurs, that's not okay to leave in. And especially with so much positivity around Tourette's and awareness and education, I just hate to think that this is being what's like taken from it. But I do think it comes down to the way the BAFTAs have produced it. They shouldn't have left that in. That's really damaging to everyone involved. And I've woken up today feeling really confused about how to feel, and just really upset. Any comments I've seen that saying that, that timing was a bit too convenient. Why would you want to say that? He's built a whole life around education to Tourette syndrome. That's what the film is about. And if you haven't seen the I Swear film, go and bloody watch it, because it describes his whole life. I've been in similar situations before where I've said racial slurs to people of different ethnicity to me, and it's really horrendous to deal with because it's not their fault. Obviously, it's not their fault, but it's not my fault because I have a condition that I can't help it. I don't want to be saying those things. So I really feel for John, and I really feel for Michael and Delroy, because I think it's they shouldn't have to just stay quiet because someone can't control it. But unfortunately, what do we do in this situation? I think it's really difficult. If anyone...
What happened?
A sound went off.
Yeah.
Because I just went on because he was just expanding. But I was going to say, that was it, more or less it. I think I just stopped it a bit before. Which one is it? Because I couldn't tell.
It could be that latest one.
This one here, because it's Dr. Scholler. Is it that one?
That's the one.
Okay.
Racist white man with Tourette syndrome.
She's a doctor, is she?
Was she a fucking doctor of bullshit? No, actually, she's a doctor of philosophy. And it is important to note that philosophy is not neurology, because no real doctor of neurology would ever agree or say that Tourette's tics are a reflection of one's views, because it's simply not true. As per the official Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website, verbal tics, including shouting words or inappropriate phrases, are not a reflection of a person's character, intentions, or thoughts. What Shola said is simply a matter of opinion, not fact. She presented it as a fact. She presented this as a fact.
The Tourette syndrome simply brings out what is already in the heart, mind, and soul of the person speaking.
And people saying this, pushing this, they're simply ableist. As many of you will know, I'm autistic and I have ADHD. That's something that I've spoken about frequently. But the thing that I suffer with the most is the thing that I don't speak about, and that's OCD. Now, the media would have most of you believe that obsessive compulsive disorder is basically keeping everything clean and symmetrical. And you know what? I really fucking wish that was the case, because for myself and many others, it's not. What is an often overlooked symptom of OCD is intrusive thoughts. Now, most people get intrusive thoughts, but imagine those intrusive thoughts like 10 times worse and fuck me on acid. Sometimes they're funny, but most of the time, they're not. For me, personally, I find them fucking horrendous. And I'm just gonna be fucking honest, I wish I didn't have them. What if I punch this fucking baby? What if I jump in front of this car? What if I push my girlfriend, who I'm fucking in love with, off the side of this mountain while we're on fucking holiday? And more and more and more. Now, these are things that I would never fucking do. However, my OCD plays me an absolute fucking blinder by playing these thoughts, these scenarios, on repeat in my head over and over again, which in turn affects my fucking behaviors. And that's without going into the incredible, and I mean incredible, levels of shame that I feel with some of the intrusive thoughts that I get with OCD. And that's still an underrepresentation. It is a fucking living nightmare. If you suffer from OCD, you can almost absolutely be convinced that your intrusive thoughts in your head are true. Tourette syndrome and OCD are not the same, but they are very closely fucking linked, and they often happen together. OCD and Tourette syndrome are part of what many doctors call a tic OCD spectrum. They involve similar brain circuits, especially around dopamine and serotonin. Around 30 to 60% of people with Tourette syndrome also have OCD or OCD-like symptoms, and many people with OCD have tics. I could very well develop a tic any fucking day now. It's something I think about a lot. But anyway, let's get back to the issue at hand. John Davidson has been on our TV screen since he was 16 years old. It's safe to say that people in this country around my age have probably grown up watching him. Labeling John Davidson as a racist is fucking bonkers. It's fucking ignorant. I've seen loads of commenters be like, oh, well, the word is in his mind, so fucking he's got to be a racist, right? Are you fucking mad? No shit, the word was in his fucking mind. It's a word that is unfortunately said a lot. What do you expect him to not see fucking pop culture and see fucking films and whatever, and to know that this is an inappropriate word, which is literally one of the symptoms of copper earlier, to say the most offensive thing at the most inappropriate fucking time. Find me a white person who has never heard the N-word. You fucking can't. May as well stop this fucking video now, because everyone's full of shit. Fuck me, people are fucking stupid. Dr. Shoulder says that he's racist because it was in his mind. Yeah, like, whatever. But by her own fucking standard, a person with Tourette saying, I'm going to shoot someone, makes that person a murderer, right? There are videos of John Davidson as a teenager calling his mom a slag. So I guess he's a fucking misogynist now as well, yeah? I look forward to seeing the campaign, but I reckon it won't fucking happen. What happened at the BAFTAs was truly very shitty for everyone involved. For the host, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, and for John Davidson. And now, everybody who suffers from Tourette. The whole fucking community, who are being shat on because people are too fucking stupid to understand and educate themselves about a condition that thousands of people all over the world suffer from. Look, I'm black, I get it. The N-word, it's fucked. It was humiliating. Be angry, express your feelings, do your fucking thing, but hold space for the fact that there was no intent. Just like there's no intent when a person with Tourette says they want to kill someone. Be angry, but don't be stupid. John Davidson decided to leave the BAFTA ceremony on Sunday of his own accord, and he has issued an apology that many commentators are saying is a non-apology. And I'm going to level with you here, but I don't give a fucking shit. I don't give a shit that apology is some sort of a non-apology. If I'm honest, I wouldn't fucking expect it. Just like I wouldn't expect an apology from a deaf person when they tell me that they can't hear me because they're fucking deaf. So unless you have very fucking credible evidence that John Davidson is a racist who has done blatantly racist things outside of his disorder, it's for the fucking bird. Wind your fucking neck in. Or don't, because you know what? I don't fucking care. You're going to do what you're going to do. You're going to say what you're going to say. You're going to ignore me. You're going to ignore the black voices of people who have Tourette, and you're just going to stew in the anger that you project. I don't expect Dr. Shoulder to apologize, just like I don't expect her to learn from this experience, and just like I don't expect her to take the time to sit with somebody who has Tourette, because these people are just fucking ignorant. But if they're willing to learn, and they're willing to try and prove their fucking point in their fucking gotcha moment, oh wait, it's not going to happen, because these people are not like us. Instead of cancelling a man who has literally had documentary after documentary and a fucking film made about the struggle of him dealing with his Tourette, they should realistically reallocate their anger towards BAFTA and BBC. The people who thought it was correct to air that word. The people who have previously aired that word. I'm not making this video to try and change Shoulder's opinion or any other fucking thing, because they won't. They'll inevitably just fucking do their thing. If that makes them feel fucking good about themselves, like fucking whatever. I don't fucking give a shit. I'm here to speak to those who are willing to learn and to give a voice to the people who might feel othered by the comments that have been made rage in social media for the last few days. But anyway, I will say this. The one thing, or well, a few things that we've learned in the last few days is that there needs to be a wider conversation about Tourette's. Because somehow the most famous guy with Tourette's in the fucking country, having an award-winning film made about him, is still not enough. And then another thing, that there needs to be safeguard when it comes to both black and disabled people in spaces where things like this can happen. Because let's be honest, it was always going to happen. And as I said, the reality of fucking being on that stage and hearing that is fucking fucked. It carries historical weight. Tourette's copralia is real. Racism is real. Explaining the condition of copralia doesn't delete what happened. It doesn't erase the harm. But to move forward, we have to hold space for both. And that's the fucking video. I'm not talking about this anymore. In my opinion, we've got bigger fish to fry. The world is seemingly being run by genocidal, parasitic pedophiles who really are fucking racist. I'm fucking done it. You're welcome.
Well said. Every last word.
Every last word. Like, saw that and was like, there you go, that is it. But I saw Dr. Scholler first and was like, is she serious? I don't know, sometimes she rubs me up the wrong way, and I do feel, I hate the term race baiting, but sometimes she jumps on it and it is like, fucking hell, like this isn't that. But yeah. I get it, you've got an audience, you need to feed the algorithm, but it pisses me off.
Yeah,
I am definitely, because what's the positive out of all of this is there's more conversation about Tourette's, because there are all these, I didn't even know there were different types and different names for different versions of Tourette's. So that's really great. And all the black people with Tourette's are speaking forward and speaking out about their situation and giving and normalizing it, because we do have these kind of stereotype warped versions of what Tourette's is and what it means, and looking at their life and how they can suffer. Because imagine I get upset if I've got a little hair sticking out my chin and I'm worried. So imagine involuntary tics where you're never still, you're never calm, and you've always got to be on guard and think about things.
I'm glad that go ahead.
No, finish.
I'm glad that Danny mentioned the intrusive thoughts, because what people seem to think is it's just what comes out of your mouth. Like the moment it comes out of your mouth, that's it. It's the thoughts that they have before, and the fact that most of these people are fighting to not say the thing that they're going to say.
Yeah.
You know, we've just all got to be a bit mindful of jumping to the gun sometimes. And like someone saying fake outrage, and it's true. Like, do your research before you come out and say this type of thing, and understand that it is an actual condition that people have, and it isn't necessarily that they're trying to be hurtful or offensive. That is not to say that there isn't a one person in the world with Tourette's who is actually hurtful and offensive. Obviously, there's 1 in a million for everything, but in this guy's case, that is not what's happened.
Just a little bit, as Danny was referencing the documentary about John, like he's been in. If you do get a chance to see, I swear, do watch it.
Yeah.
Because it is actually a really good film, and the guy who plays him in the film won Rising Star and he won Best Actor, which was a bit of a history-making moment because no one's ever won both those awards. So the lead actor, John Aramaya, his name is, he won those 2 categories.
That is really interesting.
And he did a really good. The film is good. It's not a cute little indie film, and it gives some context.
Yeah, it won a Biffa.
Yeah, and this is him as a child. Sorry,
I'm trying to stop myself, but it just feels as if I have to say it. It's like somebody's forcing it out of me.
Fuck it, John. Back up. I want some fruit. Fuck it.
Because he feels that the words are being forced out of him, John buttons his lip, almost literally, in an attempt to keep the offending words private in his head, rather than public in the shop.
Sometimes I just feel like everyone hates you. Just because I've got this, I just feel like everyone hates you.
The pressure is enormous.
A couple of teachers were very bad to John. One teacher in particular pulled John out in front of the class and said that he was mental, that he ought to be locked up. Another teacher locked him in a cupboard because he was disrupting the class.
And he said a couple of times to the boys, if I went to the toilet, he said to the other boys, I hope he doesn't come back, and things like that.
Then sometimes the outbursts seem more directed, more focused. Here he tries to stop himself calling his mother a slut.
No, Tuesday, I think, we've got it.
Slut!
Mum, you slut! Kitty cat.
He is both aware of the words and of what they mean, and perhaps more important, what they mean to others.
sometimes I think that I say them because I know they're discussing and I know that somebody's going to get angry about it or turn the back about it. And that when I think of that, it just makes me worse.
And one girl had a particular problem in understanding that it wasn't directed at her personally, that it was, something that John does, and he's more upset about it than she would be.
Personal or not, John's obscenities will always be a verbal time bomb waiting to go off in public.
Fuck. Some of the time when I feel bad, I just feel like killing myself or something like that. It feels so bad.
John's Tourette's may be extreme, but it's not unique. For sufferers of this socially unacceptable disease, the only real hope is that the rest of us will understand that people like John are not mad.
So the thing about, what makes me wobbly is because there's this, we're now, as Black people who have experienced this, there's a need to explain and there's a need for everyone else to understand what's going on with Tourette's and how it affects people. And then there's this kind of reticence to talk about how you feel as a Black person that heard those words, even though the person was not in control of what was said. And that's the part that I've been struggling with, because it hurt. I felt third-hand shame. I'm not even British, I'm not even white. I don't run the BAFTA, don't run BBC. And maybe because I have a proximity to Michael and Delroy, work with them, know them, and knowing that how they must have felt, everybody in the audience, how we feel, being around a bunch of established, I was sitting in front of David Lammy. I don't know what he thought. I don't know how we felt. What he was
right.
Yeah. No, like at the end of the day, you just don't know in that moment, no matter what, you just don't know, because it was a horrible moment for anybody Black. So it's just then to navigate and explore that. I've seen in the comments, like, he can't help it, and you shouldn't be offended, but you cannot. And I think it was even said with the second woman in that video that said, he can't help it, so she shouldn't be upset. It's not that it doesn't matter. There's just two things. We are human beings. So to always turn a blind eye and shut off your emotions to hearing something that's bad, whether it's involuntary or not, it's still a word that's in the world that exists that someone could say. Do you get what I mean? So there's a level of...
I think two things can be true, right? Like, you're not going to hear that word and be like, oh my gosh, he said that, yay, amazing, or just brush it off, because it is a word that has been used to put us down for eons, right? So you can have an emotional feeling about it. When it was when it was broadcast, even actually you was messaging saying this is happening. So I knew that it was happening at the time because you said it. And we were having our own discussion in our group as well about the fact that he said these things. And I think you can be hurt and offended because that word has been used against us. So that is what's offensive. It is the word and the fact that it is even in circulation. And people are saying that he must have racist people around him for him to know that word. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real. You only have to be a human being to actually know that that word is offensive, right? Like Danny said in his video, find a person that hasn't heard that word. I beg you try. Maybe a baby. Maybe a baby hasn't heard that word. Do you know what I mean? So and what his syndrome does, it finds the most offensive thing, and that is what it says. It could have been anybody. It finds the most offensive thing. It's not going to find something that is pleasant, because that's not how his syndrome works. So two things can be true. You can be offended at the word, but you can also have empathy for what he's going through as well. They're not exclusive. Do you know what I mean? And again, my thing that pisses me off is how it was handled by the organization. They should have prepped everybody better, and they should have prepped the presenters better. BBC should not have aired it. Google should not be saying it's a search. These are the things that are fucked. Yeah.
And also something came out from the BBC saying that the OB truck didn't hear it. And again, as we discussed, I don't understand, because really and truly, that was a big moment of the night. Anyone would have said that happened. Make sure, listen carefully.
Hang on. There was talk that Warner actually called up.
And yes, and
actually established that this should not be shown. So
let me tell you something.
How did that go awry? 2 hours. You've got 2 hours.
Let me tell you something. Having worked in galleries and OB trucks and understanding how that shit works, exactly. Live TV and delayed TV and all that shit, they heard it.
Definitely.
There have been programs that I have worked on, and the presenter has said something not racist, just a little bit snarky, and they've taken it out because it's not live. They have the ability to. They have people in the gallery whose job it is to hear that shit. They have directors and producers who are listening for anything like that. It's a 2-hour delay.
Yeah, it was 2 hours. Well enough time.
Even
way too much
audience
time.
would have heard, and it would have got to them. It's a 2-hour delay.
Well, that was the whole thing.
What's Google's excuse? What's Google's excuse for having search in the search? They're actually pushing it out to people.
Yeah, because of
even in the search thing, they're pushing that clip out to people.
Yeah, because of the nature of it, it was such a big thing. Everyone, because it happened multiple times as well. You would have been on guard for your production to be on it. So Warner's did say that they raised immediate concerns about the involuntary use. What they made a complaint to BAFTA within minutes of the threat of it being said. This person said the studio received assurances that its concerns would be passed to the BBC. I'm getting feedback. And producer Penny during the recording of the ceremony. I'm getting feedback. I don't know why. But yeah.
Either way, it's been established. It's out there in the press. Warner told them. Yeah. So even if it weren't the presenters coming off and being like, surely we can cut that clip. Like, either way, there was no reason for the public to have had this other than through people there talking about this moment. Exactly. We all didn't need to have a clip of it. We didn't need to be able to watch it. It didn't need to be pushed out by Google as a clip for people to be able to see. It just feels like you are rage baiting. Like you wanted a diversion from the news for various different reasons. And I can't see any way other than that because they do this shit all the time.
I think personally, I don't know. One of my friends said that, but I feel even more so that they just didn't care. And I think they thought that Black people, as we always do, have a stiff upper lip. We're always gracious. We always take the high road. So I think they said disability trumps racism. And they thought that we would be understanding of John's disability more than what we would feel in the room.
I think they don't. I
all
personally
the time that N-word has been said.
That's what I'm about to say. I personally think they just don't give a shit.
One at a time. One at a time. I can't hear you.
I was saying the amount of times the N-word has been said on the BBC. I think it was even just 2 years ago, where a presenter was saying it in reference to a story, and everybody went up in arms. Then I feel like they have enough data to know if nigger is said, folks are gonna go nuts. I feel like they know.
My point is, I think they don't care. That's my point. I think they put disability over us and on the receiving end. I think they don't care. I don't think I'm disagreeing with you. I'm saying they don't care, and I think they thought
they just don't care.
Yeah,
they just don't care. They don't care about our feelings. They literally don't care. We are, in the racial Olympics that Nana mentions, we are at the bottom of it. We're not winning this shit.
Yeah,
they don't care.
They would rather bleep out.
They took off Free Palestine. Imagine you can't say free a country that's being oppressed and genocided. You can't say that, but you can use the N-word.
Yeah,
or you can not even use. You can air the N-word.
Yeah. RJ5 corner. Thank you. Nana is rage baiting. Exactly, Nana is rage baiting. Thank you for your £5 as well.
Thank you. I think it's exactly that. I do understand the sentiment of they don't care. I think that is misleading because the care is shown that they are able to put it out there and get the outrage and the diversions that they need to get. It's not a level of not caring like it will pass. It will cause a stir. But the not caring of it is that we don't have enough power to actually we don't have it to create change. That's where we have to now be like, actually, okay, you know what? We could go back to a time where it is going to be like the 60s, and then we all have to start pulling up our socks and going back to a lot of the work that was done to get us into a relatively safe environment as Black folk. We have to uphold that. We have to get Millie on these people. It's not because there is an oppression Olympics, and they are ready to be like, you guys can be our food. So you're going to rage and cause a stir, but actually nothing is going to happen. And we can't allow that to happen. It can't be on our generation's watch that for our kids, you're having NF running up on you, and we can't go back there. We cannot. And they shouldn't have used this man like that as well. Like,
that part.
This feels like they just used him.
Yeah. Because ultimately, what's going to happen now is they won't let people with Tourette's in. They'll it'll be something. They'll say something. There'll be a reason behind it. And he was there promoting a very important film, as we've said.
It's flipping crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't really know what our rage can be, but that needs to be the conversation. I don't necessarily agree with your cousin. And Amanda Sills was cussing out Delroy Lindo, Ryan Coogler, and Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, for being there.
Being there and being
she
like,
said
you put
something like that the
yourself
other day.
in the space for this to happen, but also you should be going against the establishment. And it's like, I get it, but also I don't know if that is the
thing is,
I don't know if that's the route. I don't know if that's the route to this.
John Tay, Richard, I can't think of his surname, a friend of mine, he's a filmmaker, and he's quit his role as on the jury of one of the sorry, I'm just going to get it. So John Tay, it says he's going to step down as a BAFTA judge over the organization's handling of the incident. So John Tay's a bit of a rebel anyway, so he will speak up. So he's doing that. But again, it's then forcing Black people to consider their position in an industry where they have every right to be a part of. And now every Black member of BAFTA has to think about, well, do I rescind it? What do we do? How do, and all this stuff when we should just actually be celebrating the fact that Wunmi Mosaku won Best Supporting Actress. First Black woman, I think, what is it first? No, maybe she's not the first.
No, not first.
She isn't the first Black woman. But for Sinners anyway, she won it. And we should be celebrating. Ryan Coogler won. He's the first Black man to win original screenplay. And that's what we should be celebrating. We should be celebrating Dean Atta, who won Best Animated Short of his Two Black Boys in Paradise.
Yeah.
We should be celebrating.
And we should be talking about the fact that Peter Mandelson was arrested. That's what we should be talking about. Do you know what I mean?
So we should be talking about the wins of what happened at BAFTA, not this. And it does it puts the weight and burden on Black people of whether we should be in these spaces. And one of my friends said we should boycott, we should this, and we should not be a part of it and withdraw ourselves and withdraw ourselves and withdraw ourselves. And that is the ideal thing to do, to just section ourselves off and do that. But then walking in a world where people have blended families, why shouldn't someone make a film and have it awarded by the dominating awards service? I mean, I do Blacklist as honors because to recognize Black people, but then that's always the problem. We have to have separate things, and it shouldn't be because we have to do representation because we're not recognized in the mainstream. It should be because, well, we're just honoring our people because we want to honor our people, not because of racism and systemic oppression and exclusion. And this is the merry-go-round that we're on, even being in any industry that we're in. Anything, or anywhere we work, anywhere we go, the minute it's like me working at the BBC, then what, would I have to quit? All these things that Black people are put under for something that had nothing to do with us in the first place. Shouldn't have experience. It's ridiculous. Hold on. Structure says, as an American, I need Black Brits to stand up. This is unacceptable. We can't be the only group to fight this kind of racism.
Please. I cannot. Please stop the shit. Please, respectfully, just accept these.
Don't be stupid.
It's annoying. It's bloody annoying, man.
We've done our own.
He's activated the other Gemini today.
That's right. Come on, man. This isn't the time for this shit. You guys, just piss off.
I literally just said someone's rescinded their role as a judge at the BAFTA. I've just said it, and you're saying Black Brits needs to stand up. Please read some history. Please.
We started off talking about Dr. Scholler, who's a Black British female, talking about this stuff. Like people are talking about it. People are doing things.
We've played. Come on.
How many complaints have been made? People are saying things. People are doing it.
Lots of Black organisations in the UK that are standing up to racism every single day.
But you guys don't have the fucking Olympic torch on racism, you know. People have been fighting it around the world for millennia. It ain't just Black Americans. You know what? I can't. I keep on seeing it. Please just go away.
It's crazy.
You don't want to be called your dad, your cousin again.
And I don't think it's sorry. What is that? Who said? Who did you say that they should have? Oh, Amanda said that they should have walked out. But no, because it's that, and especially in that moment, you can be shocked and you can be like, "What are you doing that man?" And that's again putting them in the position of having then to look ignorant, because we were given a slight warning at the beginning. It wasn't the best warning because I think it's more explicit, and especially as presenters, they should have had, look, there's a chance you might hear ABC.
Absolutely.
They need a heavier, detailed explanation at the beginning.
Yeah.
That is it. You can't now put on them in the front on the stage for them to be like, fuck that, I'm not doing it. What they then come off looking bad and ignorant, and they'll be called ableist. They absolutely cannot.
Yeah,
they can't. And why shouldn't they pick up their awards?
Sure.
Any more comments? But you're supposed to pay for them, guys.
There is that.
I'm so done. And I think I'm probably hormonal a bit this week, but it's hit me twice. Like this past 2 days, I've been sad and I feel watery because, like, fucking hell, what the hell? Every time I think I can't even watch the clip back, I cannot watch the clip back. And the whole time, like for the first bit of that show, me and supposed to be enjoying it, I'm feeling anxious because I'm like, what is this man going to say? And when he said it, we were like, oh, and I'm around these people. It's like, what the hell? Our pain is for fun.
Basically, I think that's the thing that it feels really annoying, especially a lot in the press, where it's all about, look, this is the disability, and it's like, look, everybody needed a duty of care, and it's annoying and inhumane that you are now asking Black people to go and again parade and talk about our humanity and why this shouldn't have happened.
Yes.
And it's just really annoying that every year there are certain points where they have to have us do this. They have to have Black people come out and explain why certain words will trigger us and why it's not okay, and why, no, we are not going to give concessions on this because other people don't have to. You safeguard their mental health all the time, but you don't ask. And even when we think it's mental, that their mental health is even being considered. But this is the thing. And I totally get it. It is triggering for everybody. It is like, oh fuck, here we go again. And especially when it's an institution like the BBC, where our money funds it. It's like, no, it's not okay. It's not okay, because who do we complain to? You can't even start bombarding advertisers to be like, don't work with this company. They take the money from us. So we have a right to be like, no, it's not okay.
Structure.
And talk about it.
I don't know, it's not worth giving the energy, but it also is because I'm bored. I don't know who you're talking about, but my grandparents and parents marched, and so have I. So what did we do? So you've spoke about your grandparents. Your grandparents marched, and respect to them for marching. Absolutely respect to all the ancestors and the elders that were marched and paved the way. But don't you think there were marches in the UK? Have you ever read anything about UK's history when it comes to civil rights and activism?
Go and watch a little show called Small Acts.
Yeah, watch.
I want to read.
That's there you go, Farah. Small Acts. If you want to know what we do, Small Acts. It's on BBC. I think you've got BBC America, so you can watch all of those things there. Here we go. Structure. There's a thing called Small Acts. That's perfect. That's a start. And then after you've watched that, you can Google. Google is your friend, and it's free. Do you know that? And there's also library. There's still some.
We don't like it today, though.
Well, it is what it is. It's still there.
I know what you mean.
TV One. You can use other AI services, and you can also go to the library because libraries are still open. There's a lot on Black. I've actually got Black history books here. If you want, when I start my book talk, I'll read from the history of Black to you. You can sign up to you can be my first subscriber, and I'll read my book, Blacks in Britain. There's so much. I've got
you need to do that. You need to do that.
Blacks in Britain. I can read all these things about Black people in the UK and what they did for our civil rights and how there was cross-pollination for the Americas and everything. So please stop. It doesn't help because at the end of the day, Black Americans came to the UK and were racially abused in the grand scheme of things. And that wasn't, I'm not talking about by John, I'm talking about by the BBC, by the by the broadcaster that let this fly. They were racially abused, and the black people in the room together, we were all abused by that. Mm-hmm. They didn't say, "Oh, they're Black American, that's why we're going to say it." It could have been anyone black up there.
He said it when Mumni was on there. So she's Black British. If you didn't know, she's not American.
There you go.
In case you were confused.
There are lots of activists in the UK, and there have been lots of activists in the UK.
I just cannot.
Because you shouldn't revel in your ignorance, because it's not a proud thing to do. It's not clever. It's not big, and it doesn't make you look very good at all. It undermines your grandparents' legacy, actually.
Makes you an idiot.
Yeah, they didn't march for you to be stupid. They march for you to have more the sense.
And that's how a Quayer cusses. You've had all the variations.
Speaking of racism, like this is where we're at in the UK, by the way, guys. There's been marches in Manchester. 9 men have been arrested following Britain's first march and counter protest that caused significant disruption across Manchester city centre. Greater Manchester Police confirmed arrests for offences including assaulting emergency workers, public order offences, breach of the peace, and breaching a dispersal notice. Because you know what's happening? The working class are getting riled up and stoked up and treated like idiots, or actually believing they're idiots and letting the establishment make them think that their immigrants are coming to take their jobs.
Flipping crazy. You putting up a video? I did see there was lots of talk on the old Twitter about how many people were there. Now it was a sizable amount of people that were there, but it definitely wasn't the numbers that they were trying to say were out in force. It was like, guys, this wasn't the biggest march at all.
Was it tens of people?
I would say, I think maybe about 1,000. About 1,000 people, but they were trying to say about 50,000. It's like there weren't 50,000 people there.
Our country of all finances, all the money, I know that money is going out of this country from all these foreigners that's coming in, invading this country.
United as one. That's what Britain's about. And that's the Britain that I want. One that looks after each other, looks after our neighbours.
Tense scenes unfolded in Britain's Manchester after a far-right anti-Islam march triggered massive counter-protests. Hundreds of demonstrators linked to Britain First's March for Remigration rally gathered on February 21, drawing strong opposition from anti-fascist groups. What began as rival protests quickly turned into a heated standoff. Scuffles and fistfights broke out between opposing groups. Britain First supporters accused their opponents of attempting to block the streets. Both Antifa and Britain First protesters pushed and insulted each other. Police then intervened. The BBC reported that 9 people were arrested for public disorder and breach of the peace. The offences included assaulting an emergency worker and breaching a dispersal notice. Thousands of people attended the March for Remigration organised by Britain First, a right-wing party demanding...
Did it repeat itself?
You know
So
what? These people...
Did you see the two?
the mass...
Hundreds,
Yeah.
and then thousands.
Yeah.
It's
these
dodgy
people
as
are
hell.
they're so dumb. It's laughable. That you're walking the streets of Manchester, you're waving the George Cross, you're talking about all the funds are going outside of England. I actually feel sorry for them sometimes because they're so fucking dumb. They are suffering from dumb arseness. That's what they're suffering from. Because, firstly, bruv, do you know where Christianity was founded? Not in Rome. Do you know where it started? It's a little place in the Middle East. Do you know that St. George never actually came to England, and he wasn't white, he wasn't Anglo-Saxon. Do you know any of these things? As you stand there with your no teeth. When you go to the dentist or your doctor, or you go and claim your benefits, the person that's probably serving you is one of the people that you want to get out. So when you don't have your benefits, and when when your house gets taken away from you because you can't actually pay your rent because you don't work, because you're on flipping universal credit, let's see what happens to you.
Yeah, silly. I was trying to find it because it's not Tommy Robinson. Who's the other guy now that found is now the one?
Isn't it Paul something?
What's his name? Paul.
Oh, the new one that's doing the
Yeah, he's got blonde hair. Paul Golding.
I think so.
Britain's first. Yes, it.
That sounds about right. But
Yeah.
he's actually now rivaling the new UKIP leader. They got a beef. They're trying to obviously all co-opt the great unwashed because Tommy Robinson has been outed and a lot of his people are like, oh, you're just being funded by Israel. So he's losing his gravitas. And so the new stock are trying to fight for these people. What we do know is they're so poor in health. I don't know if they're gonna actually live long enough for this great change that they're after. So the food is shit. Like you see their health. They drink a lot. It's like, guys,
yeah.
When they gutter the NHS, you know it's not going to be free, and you guys ain't work.
It's not going to be free.
AI is going to take the little jobs that you could have got. Like it's like, bro.
Listen, the NHS ain't going to be free, and ain't going to be no doctors or nurses to help you because of you if you get your plan.
It ain't looking good for you people.
This is the guy. This is Paul Golding. He's got a YouTube channel. Loads of numbers. This is who he is.
Do we have to actually give him any? Do you want this on your algorithm?
Well, that's his channel. I mean, mine gets changed every time. Anyway, this is what he looks like.
But this is his channel. Do we even want to give him any views?
I'm just
like real talk.
I don't have to press play. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't.
Like, and this is apparently Britain First co-leaders Paul Golding and Ashley Simon discussed the news and took questions from the audience. This
they're co-leading.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And there's lots of people in the comments, get your country back and all that type of stuff. So this is what he looks like. And you're right.
This was alive.
Yeah.
You know
Get
what?
your country back. Give back everybody else's first. Then you can have it. Have at
this moment in time, I understand what they're fighting for. Your country is going to be gone. It's just the way. It's how it goes. Like do what you're going to do. Realistically, sooner or later, you're going to also be jumping on boats and trying to seek asylum. Like it's not going to be long. You probably got 20 more years. So, argue amongst yourselves. It's utterly ridiculous.
It's annoying. Well, that's that.
There's no point. You can't help them. If they are going to have reform in, they're going to bring reform in. The same way they came along and they managed to get, again, the great unwashed to do Brexit, which harms them. I don't know. I don't know what you can do with these folks, man. Let them do their shit.
So speaking of, I guess, immigrants or reverse immigrants, Shamima Begum is apparently working on a smuggling plot to get her back into the UK. There's new messages allegedly sent from a Syrian detention camp suggest that Shamima Begum is attempting to use people smugglers to reach Turkey in a bid to force her return to the UK. Begum, now 26, left East London aged 15 to join ISIS in 2015 and has been held in Syria since 2019 after being stripped of her British citizenship on national security grounds. So the reported messages are said to have been received by journalist Andrew Drury, allegedly referenced coded payments to facilitate an escape from the Outrage camp. Begum is said to be working alongside Hoda Muthana, who also had her citizenship revoked. The alleged plan involves crossing into Turkey and presenting at embassies based on the belief that deportation would force the UK government to act. Begum, who was stripped of her citizenship in 2019 by the Home Office, has lost all legal appeals to return. The UK government has maintained that she poses a national security risk. Shadow Foreign Secretary Priti Patel said the government must ensure Begum is not allowed back under any circumstances. Meanwhile, Labour peer Alf Dubs has argued she should be returned to face justice in Britain. I'm going to play. Jacob Rees-Mogg was on a podcast and he was talking about. I think he was trying to actually speak on.
Oh, not this guy. Ugh.
Okay.
I'm not saying don't play it. I'm just saying ugh to this guy.
Yeah.
Teddy is saying, I just ordered dinner from a new African restaurant. Ice swallow come. Can't wait.
He's made you say that.
Yeah,
idiot.
That was quite funny. Well done. That tickled me, that did.
That would tickle you. And you're the perfect person to have read that out.
I know. That reminds me of, I remember you'd be like, do you lick a dick a day?
I lick a dick a day.
You know what?
So silly.
I was going to say, because swallow, we call that kind of food swallow. So I actually almost believed it. I was like, oh. And then I realized I actually said it. It was wrong.
Oh, God. Well done, Teddy. You tickled me. Yeah, you got the right one there.
Indeed.
Okay, back to the story.
15 at the time. She was groomed. When we talk about the grooming gangs, we are on the side of the 15-year-old girls who were groomed.
Oh, but there's a big difference, isn't there? She
She
made an effort to get there, to the point of leaving this country and secretly entering another one.
Absolutely. But do we hold 15-year-olds entirely responsible? I know they're criminally responsible. That's the age of 10. But a 15-year-old who is groomed and then does something, we tend to take a different view of minors who are caught up in crime, who become the subjects of criminal gangs. And there was clearly a criminal gang trying to recruit young girls, offering them glamorous visions of what would happen.
So that's one argument.
So wait, was he actually agreeing and saying that she should come back?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Wait, he was talking sense.
Yeah. There has been a few of them, but the Conservatives do this when Labour is in government.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely, like, even though it's them that fucking did it.
Yeah, they'll be like, sort it out, Labour.
It was you.
Yeah. But there's other argument. They're saying that Britain is quietly bringing ISIS prize back to the UK. I mean, again, I haven't watched all of this, so where we can stop it. But I don't know whether this is particularly true, but this is what they're saying.
Camp where the former London schoolgirl Shamima Begum is held. He's told the Times 6 women and 9 children have been sent back to the UK. The Syrian government's currently taking control of many of the camps, which has led to some fears that inmates could escape in the confusion. Josh Baker is a filmmaker who interviewed Shamima Begum for the podcast and the investigative documentary The Shamima Begum Story, and joins us now. Josh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you explain these sort of most recent stories, reports that women and children who are linked to Islamic State who'd been in these camps have been repatriated to the UK?
Yeah, so actually this is something that, believe it or not, has been going on for some time. There are roughly around 400 plus people back in the UK who have some link to ISIS. What we've seen more recently, though, and what this the latest story refers to, is that when the so-called Islamic State fell back in 2019, tens of thousands of people walked out of its so-called ashes. They were put into temporary camps, temporary accommodation, and many of them have been there ever since. And amongst that number were a great deal of children as well. Some were born inside the so-called caliphate, some were taken there by their families. And there seems to have been some cases recently, and also going back over the last few years, where a decision has been made to bring those children back to the UK. What is often a difficult thing for the government is it's quite hard to separate those children from their parents. So sometimes you see the parents and the child come back together.
Do you believe, I mean, I don't know, this is a whole different thing, but what do you think about wives, Shamima, coming back, being allowed back? Are they groomed? Are they brainwashed? Are they risk to society if they come back? What do you think?
They let people that go and fight in Palestine and kill innocent children and women and elderly, they let them go and fight and do that, commit genocide and come back here and nothing happens to them. So if someone's been groomed, you know, I feel like they have a duty to let them come back in, personally, unless they're showing that, you know, they are an actual risk. And Shamima, or however you say her name, apologies, she isn't really showing a risk, is she? They just don't like her.
I think the thing for Shamima is that her case got so big, she became the poster child.
Yeah.
And that's really unfortunate for her that she became the face of them not and experimenting with taking citizenship away. And realistically, the whole circumstance around it, and even all of the the emails that were going between them, you could tell these were a set of girls that had been groomed. You're all underage. You all lied to your parents as to what you were doing. They sorted out so much in order to get them to Syria. To basically, it was a form of prostitution. You were handed to men, and she, what was it? It's 3 children. She's lost all of them. The girls that she went with have all died. They died in Syria as well. Like, so the circumstances are not she is some warrior queen who went there to, you know, fight.
Yeah.
And like, she was trafficked.
Mm.
And I think it's
Thank you, Nana. Let's use that word.
It's disgusting as a country to actually be like, yeah, although you were trafficked, although you were underage, we're taking away your citizenship.
Although you were groomed.
It doesn't even make any sense. But for the other people that happen to be there, caught up in it, born there or whatever, yes, if they were British citizens, they should come back. They monitor people all the time. And she has said, I am happy to be monitored. I just want to be back with my family. So, yeah, I'm disgusted by them. And then they also, it's the history of Syria. And they know what caused that war. And Britain had a hand in it. As did America, as did, you know, it's the same players again. You had a hand in this war and changing over and being like, this guy's a dictator and then all of that shit. So I'm disgusted by them, but it's the same shit that they do everywhere. I think if she can get to Turkey, she should get to Turkey.
Yeah.
However, she can improve. Like, she can't be in this camp forever. She's 26. She's been there like 7 years. Like, it's like, what? So she must live in a tent for the rest of her days. If she can leave there and seek asylum somewhere else, she should. The same as everybody else. You should be able to leave where you are and being persecuted and not being afforded a decent life and try and seek asylum somewhere else.
Strike says, I love the humanity you all show, but would the unwashed give any of you this grace had it been one of you at that age? No, and that's the reason why we have to speak out about it, because because it's not like Islam doesn't touch black people as well. There are lots of black Muslims, and lots of young people get groomed, they get trafficked, they get county lined, and they can fall into these rings easily. And if anything happens and they start to implement, you know, they would give less of a shit about a black child. So yeah, we have to speak up on these things because they directly affect us. So yes,
definitely, for what they have done to her, to strip her of her citizenship,
have her stay there.
They could do that to us
at 15.
As you said, Nana, it's a test.
Yeah, they could do that to us. They could just move the parameters slightly. You ain't even got to go to Syria and be like, you've gone and fought. They could do that to us for just being advocates of Palestine.
Yeah.
They can do, if you can strip somebody of their citizenship that was born in the country, come on now. They could do that shit to us. And everybody should be weary of that being a thing.
Even if that's the thing that you're concerned about.
Put her in prison then over here.
Like,
if she's a criminal, put her in prison over here. But to strip her of her citizenship, all of us should be like, no, you shouldn't be able to do that. It doesn't matter if she's brown, black, white. You shouldn't be able to strip somebody of their citizenship.
No, not just like that. And it's very much, she was a young girl at 15 who was groomed. That is the very important thing. We've got it all over the Epstein files, everything that's going on now. Not respecting or understanding or being empathetic of girls who were groomed, underage girls that were groomed by sick men. This girl was groomed and had her brain trafficked. So yeah, we can't, it's not, you know, can't play racial politics on this. It affects all of us, to be fair. I don't know why the Asian community, is she Asian? Is she South Asian, East Asian? Where is she from? What's her heritage?
Begum is usually Begum. There's loads of them around here. It's Bangladeshi, I think.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the Begums that I know, I feel like they're Bangladeshis. But I don't know. I'm Bangladesh. I'm not a part of that world to know if they are marching or not.
I was about to say that.
They could be.
Yeah.
I don't see their socials. I don't read their newspapers. Yeah. I have very limited brethrens that are from like probably 3 people that I know, and they ain't talking about her. But you know, I don't know.
I mean, let's talk about Prince Andrew's arrest because that happened a few days ago.
Andrew. Windsor, Mountbatten.
Oh, yeah, remember, he's no longer a prince.
I forget, but yes, of course.
The man has no titles, and he may actually be removed from the line of succession as well. So
I wonder if that will bloody happen.
He's just a normal bloke.
Just Andrew.
They need to put him in a council flat. Just to really.
You know
what do you mean?
Want them to pass him out.
He should not get a council flat. Why should he be on a list higher than other people?
I want him to be turfed out and have to go to Westminster Council and fill in the form and be like, I'm homeless.
He needs to get a crisis loan and go in a dormitory hospital at that. Yeah. You don't even have your own room.
Yeah, you got to share a bathroom.
Yeah. That's what he needs to be in.
Look at Prince Andrew released after nearly 12 hours in birthday. The king's younger brother taken into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office, while authorities searched his house in Norfolk and his former royal residence near Windsor Castle. Andrew has not been charged with a crime, and authorities have not made public the details of the allegations against him. But his release doesn't mean he's in the clear, and he could still face charges. Police tonight saying he is under investigation. It comes weeks after the Justice Department released emails Andrew allegedly sent to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in 2010. Andrew was serving as a UK trade envoy at the time and appears to have forwarded Epstein British government documents on trade policy. Also in the files, these photos of Andrew kneeling over an unidentified woman. It's not clear why. King Charles was not told in advance about today's arrest, a palace official tells NBC News.
Do you have any reaction to the arrest of your brother, sir? Your Majesty, how are you feeling after your brother's arrest?
Saying in a statement, I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. Has the royal family ever faced a crisis like this before?
Not in modern memory, certainly not in the past 400 years or so.
In fact, the last time a royal was arrested was in 1647, when King Charles I was captured in the English Civil War. Andrew stepped back from royal duties in 2019, following this interview with the BBC about his relationship with Epstein.
But you were staying at the house of a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay.
Andrew has consistently denied any wrongdoing in his association with Epstein. He denied having ever met Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who said she was forced to have sex with Andrew when she was 17. She died by suicide last year. Today, her family calling the arrest a vindication.
It's a very proud moment for us.
Andrew was stripped of his royal titles last year as Giuffre's posthumous memoir was published. Back in the US, some of the highest profile names are also under scrutiny. Bill Gates is skipping an AI summit in India as questions swirl over his ties to Epstein. And Casey Wasserman, the chair of the 2028 Olympics, is facing calls to resign and selling his talent agency because of his links to Ghislaine Maxwell. Neither man has been accused of criminal wrongdoing. Andrew's arrest today, the latest chapter in his long fall from grace and the international fallout from the Epstein files.
And Raf joins us live from Buckingham Palace tonight. Raf, could the former prince face prison time?
Potentially, Tom, yes. Misconduct in public office is a serious offense. In the most extreme cases, it can lead to life imprisonment. That doesn't seem likely here, and it could still be weeks before prosecutors make a final decision on whether or not to bring charges. Tom?
Raf Sanchez for...
He's had more allegations. He's had more allegations. I mean, the list is endless. This guy. Do you think he's going? Do you think
he said it was a convenient place to stay?
Yeah.
You were a prince.
You
could have stayed anywhere you wanted to.
That's the same interview where he said he doesn't sweat.
Yeah, indeed.
They
I've
are,
never seen that girl.
They are dissecting that interview,
and
it's probably the worst thing he ever did. I remember at the time people saying, "Who told Andrew to do it?" But if you go through the emails as well, the sheer amount of lies, they were still in communication. In like he said, he didn't speak to him again from 2010, 2013, 2014, 2015. So that in itself, you were still lying in that interview where you're supposed to be appealing to the British public that actually you know, I'm telling you the truth. I've never met this girl. Ghislaine is saying that definitely happened. They definitely met. That picture is definitely real. Like, you know, when you're just like, bro, you are a liar. And one of his biographers says nobody has ever liked Andrew other than his mum. So there's not a shortage of people that worked with him, especially his security team, who will probably start coming forward and spilling the beans. They called him, his code name was the cunt.
Yes, I was just about to say that. It was,
So
that's what they called him.
He's being done for. Whoever his handler was, who is now being shaken down because all of them are being released now. Like, I feel like Andrew, if anybody's going to do time and them releasing those pictures of him over whoever that woman is, it's for a reason. Like, Andrew is probably, he's being the sacrificial lamb. He's being like, let out. He could do time, definitely. What is he, 66? Maybe 15 more years on this earth? Who knows? You know, it's not like he would be in prison for very, very long.
I'm trying to find a exactly. I'm trying to find a story because they keep talking about Eugenie and Beatrice and whether they should. I don't understand what their links are. I know they were mentioned in the Epstein files, but more as children. So there seems to be this big thing of should they also be removed from the line of succession? And they've been
saying that from the minute that he stepped down. But part of the deal was that they maintain their titles.
And William likes them, doesn't he? So he probably isn't saying that they should be removed, but they should definitely be looked into, because like one of the emails, Epstein they say he was joking, but he was saying that Mandelson should marry Beatrice. So it's a bit like what was going on with that whole family and you know, their mother, and maybe they've all got to go.
Let's talk about Peter Mandelson while we're on it, because he's been arrested. We can't go to BBC, and let's get some story about why what his problem is right now.
Jeffrey Epstein. Our camera captured this, the moment the former UK ambassador to the US was released on bail pending further investigation in the early hours of this morning. He was arrested at his home on Monday afternoon on suspicion of misconduct in public office after allegations emerged in the Epstein files that Mandelson had passed market-sensitive information to Epstein while he was a government minister. Let's bring in our political correspondent, Mari Aurora, who joins us. And Mari, what do we need to know on a Tuesday morning?
Morning, Gareth. Well, this is an extraordinary Tuesday morning. Parliament only just back from recess 48 hours ago, and already things have turned quite dramatically. So as you were outlining, just in terms of the facts of what we saw yesterday, Peter Mandelson, the former UK's ambassador to the US and former cabinet minister, of course, in New Labour, he was arrested by police. Police arrived at his house about 4:45 yesterday afternoon. We understand he was arrested around 5 o'clock in the evening. This is specifically around the Met Police's investigation into misconduct in public office. He was then taken to a police station in South London, kept there for at least 8 hours, and then a car with him inside, of course, left the police station around 1:15 a.m. this morning, and he arrived home just before 2 a.m. This morning as well. Now, of course, we are waiting to hear more details from the police regarding that investigation, but the Met Police have given us a statement in the meantime where they've said officers have arrested a 72-year-old man on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He was arrested at an address in Camden on Monday, the 23rd of February, and has been taken to a London police station for interview. This follows search warrants at 2 addresses in Wiltshire and Camden areas. So that is the statement from when he had been arrested. Obviously, now we know he has been released in the small hours of this morning as well. And of course, this speaks to the political difficulty for Keir Starmer and really the Labour Party in terms of the fact that actually yesterday was supposed to be a big day for them in announcing their SEND reforms for education. They were wanting to really get credit for some of their policy changes and some of the funding that's been allocated, and that has been completely and utterly eclipsed by the arrest of Peter Mandelson. Now, of course, this came after the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor last week, when we saw that from Thames Valley Police, excuse me. Now the Met Police have done the same with Peter Mandelson. Both, of course, have been released while that investigation continues. But also there is another difficulty for the government today, which is that the Liberal Democrats are wanting the MPs in the House to be able to debate Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, but also to look into Peter Mandelson as well. So the Liberal Democrats leader, Ed Davey, has been talking about their Opposition Day debate, which is going to be...
Is this boring any of you lot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I was wanting to... I normally look at it and I was just like, hold on a minute, she's actually talking annoying. Not her, sorry, Mari, but it was boring. I just... Sorry, I just realised because I had to send a message, so I was zoned out for a second. But yeah, well, what do you think? Does he need to go jail? What? Who needs to go jail? I know they all do, but yeah, they all do.
Strip them of all titles and send them to jail.
Keir needs to be removed. I know the pressure on him as a leader has lessened because they just don't have another Labour leader in the cut to come and swoop in and take over effectively. That will probably happen later on this year. I would say he'll probably be out by June, July, when they've figured out who that next person is going to be. But this is corrupt. So like, this doesn't make any sense that he brought in Peter Mandelson. It's utterly ridiculous. And if Keir is taking advice from people and he can't use his own noggin, let's start looking at his emails as well. Everybody's emails need to be looked into. Like, what have you all been doing? Everybody. Yeah. But yeah, no, if we can just put a couple of people in prison, at the very least, is something. At least we could say actually the guard is slightly changing. We don't know who the other guard is.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're not necessarily better, but maybe we're getting rid of a few people that were out here for like the last 50 years causing havoc around the world. Like, who knows?
Well, speaking of guard, Kemi, she was recently on Good Morning Britain.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because and then Martin Lewis, because she was speaking about student loans and amongst some other things, and Martin Lewis interrupted, and I had some thoughts. I'm going to share it and see what you think.
All right.
Please, I'm sorry, guys. PSA warning, public health warning, because you're going to see Kemi Badenoch. I'm sorry in advance. She's not actually too bad at this, but anyway, with that.
Did she say that Prince Andrew has been delivered to deter away from Peter Mandelson?
Yeah.
Is that what her point was?
Yeah.
They're both in the same categories, though. It's not a...
She also said that Peter Mandelson is worse than Prince Andrew.
Yeah. She's using it as a political tool.
All of them are literally varying degrees of the same shit. Like, her included.
Exactly.
Like, she better hope that we don't all start demanding to see Kemi's flipping emails as well. Like, it's all the same shit. No, she's chatting shit. She needed to answer her question. It was a very direct one. Do you think he should be removed? You can come to this point afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it was a question, you didn't answer it, you tap dance, saying the same shit.
There you go. Anyway, this game. What do you not think about this?
I feel like I need somebody to explain this a little bit more, because from what she's suggesting, from what they are saying, you would only get a benefit if you paid it off, because you would be paying off that loan at a lower interest rate.
Something to that.
The problem is most people do not actually pay off their loan, completing it. They are just paying a little bit, and it accumulates, and it's just a debt that is around their necks. I think that is the current situation. I'm not quite sure why they're all arguing with her over this and not allowing her to just get it off and just say what her policy is, because I didn't hear her, so I don't actually know what she is presenting properly. But I appreciate the dog pile, because I can't stand her. So if it's 5 against 1, I couldn't give a shit. They can dogpile on this heifer. She ain't black. She ain't African. Do what you will with her. Absolutely. I don't care. You know, it's great.
So she goes on to talk about the BAFTAs and blah, 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 blah. Yes, in the moment that I was like, as people are commenting, I saw the dog pile. And as much as like, yeah, you're Kemi and I don't like it, something about it I felt is, I don't know if this has happened before, if Martin's bombarded a studio before, if any other person was in the chair. Don't want to make it about race. Is it because she's a black woman? Was he truly incensed? Because essentially,
no, he does it for everybody.
He does. He barges in. Okay, that's all then. That's fine.
Not, like he will put people in their places. They're chatting shit about finances. It doesn't matter who you are. That's what he does.
I've seen him debating with people. Yeah. I don't know if coming from the side.
Yeah, I don't know about coming in from the side, but he would debate. He's probably in the studio next door, or he was coming on later. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? So if she's chatting shit and she named him, she said his name. If I'm in the studio and you say Farah, I'm going to come and talk to you. I'm going to like hold you accountable, innit? I'm going to come and talk to you. Really and truly, I don't give a shit because it's Kemi Badnock. I don't actually care. At the core of it is, I don't care what, because you said something half decent today. What did you say yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that and every day of your life?
I didn't play the BAFTA comment where she spoke normally about BAFTA. Then she went on to say, I'm a proud Brit and Britain's not Brit. And it's like, oh, God.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
if Britain is not racist, yeah, I beg you, take out your hair and go to no, I'm only saying that because then they won't recognize her. Yeah. And go to wherever it is that Reform are having these marches and go and say something. I beg you do that. If you're bad, go and do that.
Yeah.
Kemi is crazy. I still don't understand. Go on, keep on going.
Sorry, Strike said he's never done it like that before. I've never seen him come into a studio on anyone else.
No, not in a studio. I agreed, not in a studio, but he has gone back and forth with people. Like if he's been on, if he has been on a show and people are saying things that he disagrees with, it doesn't matter who you are. He says shit.
Yeah, I think, and Sleep for Peace is saying no, it was out of order even for Kemi. Ed said Martin's name, not Kemi. And Strike says we don't like Kemi. We all know what that was.
Did Ed say it? Okay, fine.
We don't like Kemi.
Either way, I don't like her, so I don't care. She cusses people every day. I actually don't care, and I'm not showing her no grace. I actually don't. And this is what happens. They try to get us to like feel empathy for these people who are fucking assholes to us 95% of the time. I'm not showing her no grace.
No, she can get jumped.
This is Miss There's No Racism, remember?
She deserves it. Yeah, exactly. And remember, and you know, shitting on Nigeria, she deserves it. She deserves it. She is one with them. She says Britain ain't got racists. Like this is an okay country. Everybody on their merits. Yeah, get jumped. Do it again to her.
And also, I actually don't understand her policy. It's not clear.
I still don't. If somebody can explain it, because, I still don't understand how that benefits students in what she is proposing. I'm at a loss.
It would be great if she actually said something. She didn't say anything, but it is true. It's that trigger of like, hold on, would you not do that? Yes, she deserves it. Would you not do that if it was ABC? But it is what it is. And she was rattled because at the end she says, yeah, next time I'm going to walk in on someone else. You're upholding an institution, so you got to do it.
Do you, boo? Seriously.
Jump at me.
Kemi does not have to. Let's not make it. Kemi does not have
Cracky J said, at least she drank water this time.
Yeah, she stopped to drink water. She knew. She stopped and took a big drink of water because her mouth was dry and I could tell.
And it's not an argument also, like her thing of nobody else is doing anything, so I'm doing something. If the something you're doing isn't helping folks, piss off. That is a stupid argument to make. Exactly. You know how many times I listen to this woman, I'm like, do you think that everybody is stupid? Like she always says half things. And it's like, bro, just because this isn't being done, your solution isn't better. But you'll be like, but at least I'm doing something. Piss off. And who does her hair? You know what? She must do it herself. I don't believe she goes to somebody to plait it. She's doing it herself.
She can't plait.
It's so rough. How can her hair perpetually be rough every day? Every day rough.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
Can
I tell you something? I rate whoever's doing her hair, and I hope they are charging her hundreds of pounds. Yeah, thousands even. I hope they are, because you're gonna get a dead hairstyle from me because you're a bitch.
Bloody crazy. I think we'll round up on this one. Frozen pensions in Africa and the Caribbean retirement shock for expats. If you're planning to retire to Africa or the Caribbean, your UK state pension could be frozen for life. Thousands of Britons living abroad receive their pension, but not everyone gets yearly increases. Move to the wrong country and your payments stay locked at the rate you first received.
The trick is, and you didn't hear this from me, is to not even tell them that you've gone. Because when you tell them that you've gone, they change the rate of your pension, for one. And then look, now they want to freeze it. They don't need to know where you are. Keep it in your account here. Again, you never heard it from me.
If you leave in like 2010, you went and moved back home, but you were here from the 60s, so you've put in 50 years of working. The rate that you were getting paid out at 2010, they are like, yeah, that's your lot.
Yeah. Or sometimes sometimes the rate that you're getting isn't even the rate that you would get if you were in this country. That's why I'm saying, don't tell them when you're going.
Let's go.
For everyone who's African and who plans to retire in Africa, this will shock you. If you left the UK and decided to go to any African country, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria, any country in Africa, you will get hit by the same problem. Your state pension in the UK will get frozen forever, basically, unless you return back to the UK. It will get frozen. Think about it. As everyone's having the increases happen every year to keep up with the cost of living, yours gets frozen. And that is so frustrating when you think about it. Because why do we get penalized for that? Why on earth do we get the penalty? Given we didn't contribute less in terms of national insurance. Every month, I bet you are contributing into your national insurance. And we today are paying for the pensioners who are getting their pensions today. So that's a problem that we have right now. Now, for everyone...
The other thing is to bear in mind, like, understand this. For the expats who are going to, you know, Costa del Sol, or wherever it is that they end up, their shit ain't getting frozen.
So it says in most African countries, UK pensions are frozen. The key exception is Mauritius, where annual increases apply. In the Caribbean, it's not just 2 countries that qualify. Increases are paid in places such as Jamaica and Barbados, and territories including Bermuda, but many other islands do not receive uprating. The broader rule is this: pensions rise each year if you live in the EEA, Switzerland, Gibraltar, or a country with a qualifying reciprocal agreement. However, major retirement destinations such as Canada, Australia, and New Zealand do not get annual increases. If you later return to the UK, your pension resets to the current rate, but you do not recover the missed increases from the years abroad.
But why do they know that you are abroad? What is the?
It's the thing. As far as if you make it clear, like maybe stop your bills, you might then start saying you don't want to pay this, that, and the other.
Or you can ask for your pension to go into a different account.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I was just wondering, like, how are they tracking folks to know?
You declare it like I'm not here anymore, so you declare that you've left the country, and then
I
that's
wouldn't
what it
declare
is.
shit to shit.
As I said, you didn't hear it from me, but you ain't gotta tell them.
But I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep.
That is really
I know that.
wild.
I mean, I can say it now, but I know that from my grandparents. I was like, "Fuck that shit."
Wow.
That's not what we're doing.
Yeah, it's a bit of
interesting.
Now that you paid in, it shouldn't matter where you are, because why have I got to suffer in this country in my old age? You don't even look after the old people. So my joints, my bones, my NHS, everything's crumbling. Can't get the service. Can't get the right, anything. So let me go and live in the sun where I'm supposed to be and catch the last bit of rays from the last years on earth. But I have paid into this country. I have upheld this nonsense of an empire. So I should, wherever I bloody go, it's my right to go.
Interesting.
And if I went to Spain, you wouldn't be doing that to me. So
So
it's
let's
interesting.
Yeah, that's it. Well, guys, I think that will be it for now because it's 10 o'clock. Okay. Let's have some fun. Let me see if I've got some fun here.
You got some nonsense.
Yeah, because this was put in my friendship group. This kind of weird. Sorry, I didn't have this ready. Weird sport that people play, not us. Those.
I was actually wondering that though, because I was really thinking, so is this the same in like Asian countries?
I don't know.
because you know there's more of them than there are us over here. I wonder if it extends in the same way. That's an interesting thing for them to do, though. They'll always try something.
They do. They always try it.
Guys, there's a sport called the Atherstone ball game. It's a medieval.
Somebody's batty.
It's a medieval street football tradition held each year in Atherstone, Warwickshire on Shrove Tuesday, Pancake Day for those who don't know. The 2-hour game is a full contact scramble along Long Street where hundreds compete to hold a heavy leather ball. When the final whistle blows, there are no teams, no goals, and almost no rules.
Are they fighting?
Yeah.
But the ball ain't there anymore. They're just fighting.
Say that again.
They're just fighting. The ball wasn't there anymore.
I'm so confused.
Civilized, yeah? Civilized. Okay.
I'm so confused. But
I don't even understand.
Civilized people. This is wild. They're basically you're just rubbing up with men and fighting. Yeah.
This is what you say. Your culture. Very interesting. There is no prize, bragging rights, and the only rule is don't kill each other, don't kill someone. Which, you know, all right, this is another thing, another nonsense story.
Okay, so everyone in the US is showing how their bread does not dissolve underwater and is pretty much rubber. I want to show you Australian bread underwater. All right. Straight away.
Yeah, but that's what would happen to bread, no?
I'm saying it doesn't happen to American bread.
This is Sara Lee honey wheat, and it's basically a sponge.
Sponge.
No, just like the video showed. I decided to try it. What are they putting in this bread? So this is an end piece, right? Or whatever you call it.
Show me a middle.
So I got a regular piece sitting here. So I'm going to try it. What is going on?
Oh.
That's a sponge. Actually a sponge.
Wow. Somebody said it's probably the cornstarch, but how much cornstarch are you putting in your bread?
I mean, please.
No, thank you.
This is the last one. Did you see this?
No, I haven't.
No, I didn't see.
In different countries.
Don't come easy.
Put it on mute.
Who the hell is that?
It's giving Tyra. Oh shit! Oh shit!
What the hell?
How bland he looks.
Oh my god.
Hey, Snooperon looks cute.
Why does Germany look like that?
I'm alright with Snoop Brazil too. I can do that.
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh god.
This is so good.
I don't mind Snoop Rusher. I don't mind him. It's a little bit wicked.
Oh, no, Snoop Rusher looks like my dad.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Seriously.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
Oh, Lord.
Mexicans,
real, but why? Please.
Nigerian Snoopers.
No, what the hell?
French Snoop looks really French.
Really French.
It's the names as well. Look, Salvatore Doggini.
I didn't even notice the names.
I didn't notice that.
Sebastian
Dogworth.
Shahin Darga. I like Iran.
He's cute.
Sven Hunderberg.
Oh my god, Hunderberg.
And Samuel Doggino.
Samuel Doggino.
Brazil's nice. I like Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil's cute.
Yeah,
He is so
Argentina is ridiculous. But China.
Nipa Doggy.
Sanjay Dogani.
Sanjay Dogani.
India is kind of cute looking.
It's India, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, who did this? But why is his body?
So good.
Why is he black and he's Russian?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Mexico is Joker. Sebastian Doguez.
Cinnamon Dogabu.
Sebastian Doguez.
Oh, flip's sake.
Saif Al Dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Anyway,
Sir
yeah.
Sebastian Dogworth looks bland as bloody peas.
Durant's all right, man. He looks like the Keith Stansfield in that.
Oh, I like Snooperon. He's cute.
I like Snooperon. I like Snoop Nigeria. I like Snoop Brazil.
Yes, Snoop Brazil's cute. Why does Snoop Brazil look shorter though?
I know, it's weird. It's like the height change.
Yeah.
Snoop China is flipping hilarious.
Sanjay Dogani. I like that. And they chose the worst picture of Snoop to begin with. Oh, I love it. That's so funny.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Give Nigeria and Brazil my number, so sleep on, please.
Right?
All right, let's just say a quick thank you to our new member who signed up, Lisa Forever, and RJ Five Corner who gave us £5. Thank you so much. I know it wasn't a Sunday, guys, but
I was just gonna say that, Nance.
You don't know what you were supposed to be doing. We didn't do it.
We didn't do it. But yeah, man.
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
guys.
that. All right, people.
Thank you so much. Keep safe, enemy free. Lots of love and hugs from your favorite auntie.
And stop this and go and watch the episode.
The main show's out now.
The main show's out.
We talk about
Tyler.
Thank you for being with us, darlings.
Hang on 1 second. Let me actually just throw that in the chat so pit folks can go and watch that. And also our merch is available at yourauntiescouldnever.com as well. Please go there, buy some bits.
Help us keep the lights on. Thanks.
This is a good episode. You know what? A few comments have come in already, like just talking about the auntie situation and not having access to niece and nephews as well when things go awry.
Yeah.
So folks seem to be really enjoying this episode.
Very good.
So go and watch it. Here is the link. If you're up, put it on. Watch it on TV. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's cute.
There you go.
All right, folks.
Night,
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
Thank you, guys.